Hello, and welcome to this week's Fortnight's Months.
Forknife.
We thought we were going to release these things once every 2 weeks, but life will
Finds
find
a
a
way.
way to get in the way of everything. Welcome to... We're not going to number the episodes. That was
No.
your thing. Laura's like, if we number them, we might alienate people, and we don't want that.
We don't want people to think, I can't watch this because it's number 3 and I haven't seen 1 or 2.
If I've not seen the first two, none of it will make any sense. It won't make any sense
It
at
doesn't
all.
make any sense anyway. Newsflash. Spoilers! It doesn't make any sense.
I hope you've all had a really lovely Christmas. I hope you've had a fantastic time. If you're watching this and things go as planned, this should be January the 2nd. We're recording this live in the Fishergate studio on December the 30th. I'm feeling very much like a radio DJ today. I'm feeling very much like you're listening to Minster FM.
Channeling your inner father.
Using my inner brown voice, the dulcet brown tones. We've switched up our tech.
Ooh.
We've moved our tech around. This is painful because I had these already. I already owned a pair of these. These were the microphones we were going to use when we first started doing this. They're the beautiful little Sennheisers. They sound very beautiful. I think you will agree. A treat for the ears.
A treat for the meat.
And then some fucker stole them. Someone stole them. I've sworn very early in the podcast because someone genuinely stole them.
You're going to have to beep that.
I had a, I'm not beeping nothing. I'm not even going to cut this one. I'm going to blind upload it. I'm going to literally blind upload it. I'm going to keep an eye on the time. We're going to keep things moving hot and fast.
Ooh.
And if this is longer than an hour and 15 minutes, I've failed as a podcast producer. But yeah, someone stole a case from this building with 2 of these microphones in, so I've had to replace them. At no small expense for you. So be sure to like, share,
You, the
and
viewer at home.
how was your Christmas?
You were there.
Was
it was
I?
great.
Was
Yeah.
it lovely?
It was, yeah. I worked for a lot of it.
You did.
But
Do you know what I was doing there? I was
Christmas
asking you
Day.
how your Christmas was because the viewers at home don't know how it was, and it was like a smooth lane change. And now I've highlighted it. It's awful. Can I do it again? How was your Christmas, Laura?
my Christmas was wonderful. How was your Christmas, Jamie?
It was all right. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah. I don't really like Christmas, as you know. I like Christmas Day.
Boo.
No, I like Christmas Day. I think Christmas Day is lovely. I like that we do our own little thing, and yeah, I don't know. Christmas is an odd time of the year. I think it's just because it's just like it's just mashed into your face for like 3 months of the year. It's like summer ends, and then everyone's just like, "Oh, it's Christmas now." Everyone's running around just squirting Christmas out of the tits. It's awful. It's awful.
Expressing Christmas.
It's just too much. It's too much. It needs to wind its little festive knob in.
And that's why we're wearing these.
We're wearing appropriate... Right. What I know is-
Anti-Christmas.
So I said in the podcast before this one, not numbered, that we were going to do a Christmas horror special, and we are. We're going to talk about... Tonight, we're going to talk about 3 of our favourite Christmas films spanning... Well, we kind of went 1970s, 1980s, 2010s. So we just skipped the 90s, the noughties, and went to the 10s.
Well, if you got to pick 3, you got to,
It's almost as if like no good Christmas films came out, no good Christmas horror films came out in the 90s and the noughties. And I'm sure they did, and I know they did, because there was one that
Yeah,
we
that
were going to
can't be
watch
right.
that we hadn't seen, which came out in 2006. We might mention it as a bonus one, which is interesting because we've never actually seen it. So... maybe we'll talk about it, maybe we won't. Who knows? But we'll get to that. We'll get to the meaty bones of the show. Why don't you tell the people at home what we're drinking today?
Oh, Jamie. Well, today we're drinking snowballs.
We're drinking pints of erythroped.
Oh.
Did you ever have erythroped?
No, I know what you mean.
So I'm allergic to
Did I?
penicillin,
Maybe I didn't.
which is a shame because penicillin is like a modern medical miracle of the modern medical age, and I can't have it because it will kill me dead. So I've always said to Laura, if she gets bored of me, feed me some mouldy bread, dead in the bin, no problem. But we are. It feels like drinking it out of a plastic pint glass is a little bit... Warnings.
Advocate.
I thought you said warning when you held it up. I've not seen the bottle. I thought you said warning. I thought it was...
Warning.
17.2% volume. It basically looks like reindeer's jizz.
And when was it made?
A fine year.
I'm going to say 2018.
A Sainsbury's lemonade.
A Sainsbury's 2018 lemonade. And then
High sugar content.
on top of this, we have the Hotel Chocolat.
Now, was this the stuff that was my birthday present?
Salted caramel, cocoa, vodka, liqueur.
Was this one half of the present for the birthday?
Yeah.
So
Oh.
we went and did the Christmas swap with my brother, and obviously we haven't seen each other apparently. My birthday's in August. We dropped the presents off about a week ago.
Yeah, we have, but we saw them at
not
in a place.
In a place. We bumped into
by
them.
accident.
Yeah. And he was like, "Happy birthday, Merry Christmas." And I got like double present. I got papao. I got a bag full of like chocolate things. What are they like? Chocolate beans,
Gems.
chocolate gems, chocolate hooves, chocolate something or other, and also a bottle of salted caramel, cocoa
Which is
vodka.
beautiful.
It's real nice.
Are you going to swig it out of the bottle? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, real nice.
Oh.
It is. It is actually real nice. It's not for swigging. Ooh. It's got little mouldy cocoa beans floating around in the bottom. I'm sure they're not mouldy, but this is real nice. This is Hotel Chocolat, salted caramel, chocolat, Hotel Chocolat, salted caramel, cocoa vodka liqueur. Small batch, salted
Does it
caramel
say on
vodka.
the label to read it in that voice?
It does. It says, wax mustache before reading label. A traditional caramel vodka liqueur infused with cocoa beans from our St. Lucia estate, roasted cocoa shells, and a pinch of salt.
Other salted caramel liqueurs are available.
But it has tasted notes, deliciously smooth. Then something in French that I can't pronounce. Dulce de leche notes from the caramel contrast with a pinch of salt and are balanced by spicy cocoa flavours. Spicy
Oh,
cocoa
it's a little bit
flavours.
spicy.
Best served chilled over ice. Yeah, I can imagine it be real nice over ice. It's a little tart when drinking it from the
Oh,
direct
it's
from the
very
bottle.
tart. Mate.
Wet
That
sounds.
brown voice.
So we're wearing our festive jumpers. I said I was going to buy some jumpers.
You did?
I bought your jumper.
Yeah.
I feel like you won.
I seem to have some kind of empty shoulder pads involved in mine. I don't know if you can see this. I like them. I like a shoulder pad.
Mine is shaped like a Toblerone. It's
covered in cat hairs as well.
Yeah, I'm coated in the boys. Coated in our little dude. I think these are Ripley hairs. Scientific spec. So we have a neat house. We have a neat bed. We often make the bed. It's a good thing to do. Make the bed in the morning. Pull all the sheets up. It's a good start to the day. But sometimes we'll fold some clothes up. Straight on, like a whole
Anybody
empty bed.
that has a cat
whole empty
knows
bed.
this.
Cat relatable. Hashtag relatable content. Relatable cat tent. Cat tent. It's happening again. Someone's moving around outside of the office while we're recording the podcast. It happens all the time. And I say all the time. This is the third time we've done this one. Shouldn't number them. This could be episode 506. Who knows? No one's talking about it. And someone's definitely moving around on that stairs again. Yeah?
No, let's just ignore
Let's
it.
just ignore it. Let's ignore the fact that there's clearly somebody outside the office door. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, I don't like it. It's probably just that I think it's the heat from the radiator giving up. That's what it is. It's definitely not the ghost of screaming Philip. How he
that you moved away from the microphone.
I got
when you
good
did
mic
Screaming
technique.
Philip.
I got the good mic technique. I've got the tour. It's the Ghostbusting when I'm
Screaming
like
Philip.
the harsh good evenings followed by and on the left-hand side of the bus you'll see a window. Perhaps you might make out the silhouetted figure of Jennifer of Gillygate. That's why I earn the big bucks, mate. That's why I'm available, by the way. Book me. Might start a business like a voiceover company called Brown Sounds. Jamie McKellar's Brown Sounds. Lovely Brown
Good
Sounds.
sounds abound when the mouth is round.
I don't know how I'd feel about this because obviously we had the mics up here for the last one. We had them with them hiding up in the rafters, and we're gonna they were like mic standed out, and we had them like flying V sort of thing to capture and obviously when I was setting this up this afternoon, I thought, well, having this here, is this going to be awful? But I'm a big fan. I quite like it, actually. I feel like a smoothly buttered professional. I'm wasted. First one we did, I got absolutely wrecked. Second one, I held back, and I was like quarter hammered. I'm fucked.
I'm a little bit wasted. I've got to get up at 6:50 in the morning.
I've been drinking rum all night, and then I've been drinking...
Warnings.
Advocate. Warnings, advocate.
Warnings.
Warning. Advocate.
Should we talk about some films?
Yeah, we probably should. So, do we introduce ourselves? I'm Jamie.
I'm Laura.
There we
Hi.
go. We're getting smoother at that. It's doing well for itself. So we've chosen today on Half Ham and Horror. We don't know what the title is. The title always emerges at some point.
I think I know what it's going to be.
You think you did? Oh God, I do as well. As soon as you said it, I'm like, yeah.
I know we can't get through this without saying it a million times.
Oh my God, what an experience that was.
Can I introduce this?
Please do.
So we chose 3 films to watch this Christmas because we didn't fancy watching any normal Christmas films.
Although we did watch...
We didn't know, actually. That's a lie. What did we watch?
We watched the Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell in. We'll come to that later on because I've got a theory. I've got a horror film related theory.
Okay.
We'll come to that later on.
Oh,
We'll do that one. I suppose that would have been our last one because that was like 2018. That was the most recent film. Yeah, because I think that came out after the 2018 film that I watched that you didn't. Again, we'll start.
Well, our Christmas horror film journey today begins with a film that was released in 1974, which was a whole 10 years before I emerged from the womb.
6 years for me.
Old. And this film is Black Christmas, the original. But in the USA, it was called Silent Night, Evil Night.
That's such a better title.
I know, yeah.
Like, what did they think? Like, oh, people in England won't get it.
And actually, it makes a lot more sense. Like,
yeah,
I don't think Black Christmas makes any sense,
it's not
really.
It sounds like a blaxploitation movie.
It does.
You think there's gonna be lots of people doing very questionable, mildly racist stereotypes.
Yeah. But
Black
instead,
Christmas.
It is a very, very hilarious and terrifying film.
I watched Black Christmas, I think, in the early 90s, and I could not remember anything about it. And I've also watched the remake 2006, but have blacked out Black Christmas 2006. Like I remember, all I remember is that they explained a lot more of it. Like, that was the thing about 1974 Black Christmas.
No explanation at all.
None at all.
No closure.
Like any slasher film, because this was before Halloween. This was before John Carpenter's Halloween. This came out, Halloween was like
actually,
5 years later.
It plays like a much later film. I don't think it's aged really well, I think.
Yeah, it's got that thing where any film that came out in the 70s and 80s, obviously the tempo of film editing especially has changed. The pacing of films is much more different. That's why a lot of people had issues with the remake of Halloween. They felt it was there's a lot more cuts in film today. People edit harder. Hard edit. Black Christmas. Black Christmas 2.
Silent Night. Cut hard.
But I mean, yeah. So there obviously there's that inevitable bit where the pace crashes to a halt, and you get a bit like,
and you start taking the piss out of things.
But then you start to use it's that awful thing because you know it's a classic and you know that it's revered. Like, Black Christmas is kind of held up there as the first slasher film. A lot of people say it's the first slasher that was made. So it's almost like hallowed ground. Don't talk dismissively about it, otherwise the internet will come for you. But there are definitely moments where you're kind of going, second act gets a little slow.
Just gonna check my Facebook.
But then there are moments where it's like, like there are shots in there that are so horrific. There are some sequences that are so disturbing. I can't even imagine how people felt back in 74, watching this film, just being like,
rude.
That was an auditory experience.
Wow.
a slightly wet, snowbally,
Coming to you in surround.
in glorious mono sound. Did you enjoy Black Christmas?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah?
I did. I think that I did find it a bit slow, but I kept thinking to myself, I can't believe this is as old as it is. Yeah,
Squelch.
that makes us equal.
Wow. It's a draw.
But I honestly, I don't think I'd have enjoyed it quite as much if we hadn't have had a little laugh about a certain thing that kept happening in the film over and over again.
So the film stars
Olivia Hussey?
Olivia Hussey and Margot Kidder. Now, Margot
Olivia
Kidder.
Hussey is bloody
Audra.
woman on the bike from the original It.
Which, again, I think in the first time we recorded an episode of this, I was talking about I'm about to start reading it. Update. I'm still reading it. I'm still reading it. I'm still reading it. That's a long book. I think I'm reading on. I made the leap to Kindle a while back. So I get that percentage. I think I'm at 89%, and I've loved every minute of it.
So that's another 2 weeks left.
Yeah, got like another year to go. I think I'm going to finish it this week. I'm going to have a real good crack. I'm off work tomorrow, so I'm going to finish it. But yeah, she's Audra, who's Bill's wife, stuttering, but Bill in It. Again, like, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I'm normally really good at like adaptations and taking books into cinema and always kind of realizing what's what. But like with this one, for the first time ever, really, I've kind of gone, yeah, the book is
superior,
infinitely superior to.
But you can see why there's things in the book that they can't make into a film.
I mean, I've not got to. Someone ruined it to me and told me about there's basically a child orgy in this film, and I haven't reached it yet. I think it's coming. I think I think it's coming. I don't want it until this point. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really happened, and there's a lot of things. I think I like that. We're going way off Christmas films here and talking about it again, but like I just think it's amazing. It's great, but also. Margot Kidder, who
going back to Black Christmas.
Lois Lane, Black Christmas. Yes, Margot Kidder plays Beth. I want to say Beth. No,
that's not right.
That's not right.
No, I can't remember. It's something like
Olivia Hussey plays Jess. I think it is Beth. I
think you're wrong.
I'll fight you. I'm very tired. Oh, quick side note: if I have sort of slightly dewy-looking eyes.
With black lines?
Are they?
Only a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on.
I've not made a decision to start wearing a little bit of slap for the podcast. I've just finished on the Ghost Bus.
Guyliner.
Because we wanted to get an episode out, I've come straight here after doing my couple of hours of talking to strangers about ghosts for 90 minutes, and I'm a bit wired.
I also came straight from work, so I hope you appreciate this. That's how much we love
Subscribe. Share the podcast. Let the world know we exist. Yeah, so obviously Margot Kidder, Olivia Hussey, and I didn't really recognise anybody else that was in the film. And I don't know if either of them particularly went on to do any sort of, they definitely weren't scream queens, I don't think. If they were, I've definitely missed the work. They didn't go the way of like Barbara Crampton and but we might as well do it. We've been talking about doing this. We're going to reenact a small piece of Black Christmas for you, which we can't stop doing. It's become this.
It's got out of hand.
It has got well out of hand.
Only we get it.
If you've seen Black Christmas, you're definitely going to get it. You're definitely going to get it.
You're going to get it.
We're going to take you into it.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Agnes.
Hello?
Put the phone down. He's clearly a pervert. So, Yeah, if you haven't watched Black Christmas 1974, the whole thing is based around this group of...
Hello?
Hello? It's based around this sorority, and they're constantly getting phone calls from this kind of pervert serial killer guy who just inexplicably, spoilers, climbs into their house one day.
It's a really old film.
It's a really old film. He climbs up a trellis. It's like he walks around. He sees the back door. He goes, "Nah, fuck that. I don't need no doors. I'm going to climb this shit-looking Wilco's garden trellis," right? And you get the feeling that he's a big man. You get the feeling that like the way he kind of moves around the house.
Weighty.
You never see him. You only sort of see eyes. And I think that's the shot that got me was that beautiful moment when the first girl to get killed goes into her bedroom, starts packing, and she thinks it's the cat, and she goes into the...
What was the cat called? I feel like it's Claude.
Yeah, something like Claude McGonagall IV. It's a proper regal name for a cat.
But she had a proper American accent.
Yeah, yeah. And then of course there was Olivia Hussey, but who's I think Argentinian and English.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? The first time she answers the phone in the study, living room, whatever, when there's loads of people around, and she just loses her shit. And she, like, the phone rings and she answers and she's like, "Hello? Who is this? Who's there? Who's there?"
Hello?
And slams the phone down. And then later on, when this guy is just, like, terrifyingly emitting, like, 30, 40 voices at the same time, she's just like, "Hello?" And she just kind of listens silently while they're trying to trace the call. But earlier on, she just lost her mind. Yeah, I mean, there's that beautiful shot when she goes into the wardrobe and he's like, there's like a dress bag or something, and his eye is just like, he's just peeking through, and he's just like, "Ugh, ugh." You don't really see much. That's the thing. Like, it was before horror movies were just, gore and violence. It was more the tonal horror. There's sort of like suspense, waiting for something to happen. And it was, I mean, it kind of goes back to the whole, it's the folklore, isn't it? It's the urban legend. The calls are coming from inside the house.
Oh,
There's
shit.
the guy's in the back seat of the car as the girl drives away from the petrol station. That kind of folklore and myth. And I think that's, it's just something really, now it's tired. But back then, I think, when that line dropped and he's running through, because it's like a mechanical phone system, and there's the guy. I really like that the guy's like having to run through the exchange, and he's following all the click 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 click, and he couldn't get it, and finally when he gets it, it's that moment he rings, and the guy answers, and he's just like, "It's the calls coming from inside the house," and he's like, "No, you don't understand. That's the address where the girls live."
No, you give me the number that I want that was coming in.
Yeah, that's a phone call.
Oh, no, I didn't.
No, it's coming from a different line inside the house. And then they all realise, and there's a whole rug pull at the end. And
He's like, "Oh, shit. Okay, get out of the house. And she's like,
oh, that bit is...
Go further into the house?
It's like almost the first "I'll be right back" that's ever existed. It's almost like the first "I'll be right back." The guy's on the phone, and he's like, "You gotta listen to me, Jess. You gotta just get out of the house. You gotta don't answer the phone, you dumb bitch.
You're
Jeez,
upstairs.
don't go upstairs.
I'm coming right
Put
up.
the phone down. What are you doing? Jesus, don't wear a red jumper. Oh, Jesus Christ, no, Jess. And that guy should have got a medal for that performance. Jess! And he's just like, Jess! And she's just like, "I'm sticking with Beth. Beth!
I need to find out who it was.
I've not seen Olivia Hussey in anything, and we're going to watch the 1980s version of it. 80s? 90s? Did it come out in 80s, 90s? 80s, 90s, 1980s.
No.
And obviously I'm going to see Olivia Hussey as Audra Phillips?
Audra. I don't know what her surname
Something
is.
like that. It's fresh in
I don't
my
think
mind.
that's a deal.
So I'm really interested because, yeah, it was very distracting. Like, I love the film, but all the hello,
Hello.
it's so perfect. It was every time she said, there's a supercut on the YouTubes that someone's done of all of her hellos, and it goes on. It's like 5 minutes long of all the different hellos. It was the same inflection every
And
time.
it was one of those things where, like, we finished watching it and we said, it can't just be us. Someone else must have noticed this. So I Googled Olivia Hussey, hello, Black Christmas, and just found all the videos of
Oh, so good.
hello.
And some great kills as well. Why did they have a massive hook and winch in their attic? I've only just realised that now. So there's a bit where the house mother...
In my mum's attic.
There is not a giant hook and a winch in your mum's attic. Don't give me them eyes.
Are you sure about that?
I'm absolutely positive your mum does not have a massive cargo winch in her attic.
Not as she showed me anyway.
Why is it there? Like, she goes up, the house mother goes up into the attic, and...
He's done it.
He's just there with it. Do you reckon he's brought
when he
it with
climbed
it?
the trellis, he had it in his pants.
In his little Black Christmas Santa sack.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going out tonight, and all I'm going to take is my massive winch.
In France, it's called Silent Night Winch in Your Attic.
I believe in France it's called Le Silent Night.
Black Attic Winch.
Le Winch.
Winch Christmas.
Have
Good King
yourself
Winchesless.
a very winchy Christmas. Now you're dead upstairs. And of course, the first girl that dies, I assume she gets suffocated by the bag. And then you spend the rest of the film seeing her face in the window, and there's beautiful shots, and it pans away, and she's just there, and she's all like...
No, that's not correct. She's like this.
And he's just playing with her. He's having a little good time, just shuffling around. Now the remake, of course, you've not seen the remake, and I've just blacked it out completely. And all I remember about it is that it starred like this bizarre brat pack of mid-2000 actresses, like Michelle Trachtenberg, who was Dawn in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Lacey Chabert, who was the original voice of Meg in Family Guy,
Chabert.
the girl Ramona Flowers from Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I believe she was in it as well. It was like a fucking girl band. Just this like
your language is terrible.
Oh, it just has more. It's more emotion, isn't it? It's more
brown language.
Brown sounds and the brown tones. Yeah, it was mental. It was crazy. I remember lots of them died. It was terrible. They tried to explain it. That's the great thing about the original 1974. It's just a terrifying, almost an entity that gets into their house and kills them all one by one. Makes a lot of horrible phone calls. Oh.
Hello? Hello? Who is this?
Wallpaper in my kitchen.
Hello? Who is this?
Hold me. Pile of lasagna.
Mother?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Mother? Who is this?
No, Jess, put the phone down.
Hello? Go upstairs?
No. No more. Or it was a weird one. Awful, but awesome. Awesome, but awful. Was it? I just can't. It was so bizarre.
I'd watch it again, but as a drinking game.
I've come out the other side of it feeling like, I just don't know. I just don't know.
Your hair's good tonight.
It's because it's full of ghost bus hat and wax. Thanks. Should we move on? Should we move on? I'm going to say Black Christmas was solid, directed by Bob Kirk. Side note, Bob Kirk also directed the Porky's
His name's
films.
Bob Clark.
Bob Clark directed the Porky's films, which is so bizarre.
And also
Porky's 1 and 2.
A film in 2004 called The Karate Dog.
Oh, I love this. We need to find that film. Bob Clark's one of his most recent films came out 2004.
Make a note.
Karate Dog. No, it's
Watch
The Karate Dog. So it's not like there aren't more than one karate dogs. It's just
Karate Dog.
The Karate Dog.
It looks like I've written Wash the Karate Dog.
Wash the karate.
Imagine it. He's probably quite dirty as well, to be fair.
Off. Yeah, it'd be like sweaty and greasy because of all that karate that he's doing.
Moving on.
So we jump ahead a neat 10 years, 3,650 days.
1984, the year of my emergence.
By this point, I was wandering around on all twos, pooping on my own time, like a fully formed human. Then you flopped out. And then some years down the line, we met each other. And here we are, recording a podcast
Underground
in a small basement around 11 o'clock at night on the eve of New Year's Eve. But we're bringing ourselves to...
Gremlins. Okay.
Oh, I could have kept going for
Write
ever
the
and
theme
ever.
tune, sing the theme tune.
It's, I mean, so this is a lot of people get like a bit, it's not a horror film, it's a kids film. I'm like, have you seen it?
It's Christmas, and also, it's friggin' dark, man.
It's so dark. Because I mean, I get it. Like it's little puppet gremlin things.
On this watch around, we were both like, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
Oh my god! My parents let me watch this.
Getting killed left, right, and centre. Like the guy, his neighbour who owns the big tractor.
Through the wall.
Just him and his wife just get run over and killed. And then his neighbour with the stair lift just gets run over and killed. And then...
No, stair lift doesn't get run over.
Stair lift
goes out the window.
flies out. The school teacher gets injected with some kind of awful... Whatever the hell that is. I imagine it was air. He just put air bubbles in the bloodstream. There's people dying left, right and centre. And the actual, like, sort of organic nature of them. When
Stripe.
When they're multiplying.
When he fizzles.
They fizzles and multiply.
Oh god! The worst bit for me, the most sad, horrifying bit, was when the poor little doggy gets strung up in all the Christmas lights, and I always like, they actually did that. That did. Poor doggy. I don't think that was
1984. It's a different time. Animal rights. They had no rights. When they were finished filming Gremlins, they rather infamously killed and ate that dog. They didn't. They absolutely didn't. They did. Directed by Joe Dante.
Dante's Fires.
Inventor of Dante's Peak. No idea. And of course starring Zack Galligan and Phoebe Cates in the sort of two main roles, really. And really
She's the one from Drop Dead Fred, isn't she?
Yes. Yeah. Drop Dead Fred with Rick Mayall.
Oh.
My heart.
Your heart will go on.
I loved him so much. Still do. He's just perfect man. Yeah, interesting with Phoebe Cates because she kind of was on the verge of almost like astronomical.
She's nothing. Yeah, she just did Gremlins a few things 1, and then nothing.
Gremlins 2, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Drop Dead Fred, and then just retired. She just decided no more.
But then
2015. She's come back and she voiced the character she played from Gremlins.
Lego Dimensions.
Yeah, Lego Dimensions. She did a bit of voice work. I hope she comes back. I do hope she comes back because I always really enjoyed her. Like, it's particularly Drop Dead Fred is such a classic.
She's got a beautiful face.
Yeah, I think that's why she
nice
quit everything. I think she kind of quit because she was getting typecast. She was getting always getting those kind of roles.
Damn it! Why do people keep wanting me to be beautiful in film?
Rude. And then, of course, Zack Galligan, who has, I'm going to say it's fair to say, kind of ridden the Gremlins thing for a while. Gremlins 2, 1989? 1987, 1989, something like that. New batch, which is, it's so meta. Gremlins 2, a new batch, is so bizarre.
Oh, we were talking about this the other night.
Yeah, it's because almost like the studio, obviously the Gremlins was a massive success. It made huge multiples of what its budget was. I think its budget was something around 10 to 15 million, and it made something like a huge amount back. Probably numbers, I can't do maths, whatever. And then of course there's a lot of pressure on Joe Dante to make a sequel. And he kind of didn't want to make a sequel, and then ultimately he was like, look, okay. And I think he struck a chord and a deal where he said, I'll make a sequel, but you can't interfere. He went to obviously, the whole process of making films, the studios will get very, like, they'll interfere and they'll start, do this, do that, change this, change that. But he said, from inception to delivery, you can't be involved. And they went, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Risky.
That's fine. And I think, Gremlins 2 is bonkers. It's an absolutely bizarre film. There's another podcast that's made in the same building that we're in now. We're going to drop a plug for them. Cinemortuary podcast, which features, amongst others, Dave Walker, who does a lot of sound design for our films and stuff. They did a whole episode recently on Gremlins 2, and it was great. You should go check that out. They're on SoundCloud, and I think they're on iTunes. I think they've gone fully legit. They don't do a video podcast like we do, because we like creating way more work for ourselves. They just did, they did it as an audio-based podcast, and they did a whole episode on Gremlins 2, so you go check that out. But we're going to talk about Gremlins 1984. Yeah, but Zack Galligan, he
I want a mogwai.
Isn't he just?
Oh my god!
I can't get high enough for it. That's based on a grasshopper.
If you had a mogwai, what would you call it?
Eric, I don't know.
I'd call it shits.
Shits?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't know why.
Oh.
But spelt the German way.
SCHITZ.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Think, oh my god, they're so cute. I can't even.
So if you've lived under a rock, Gremlins is a story of a dad who has woefully neglected buying his son a proper Christmas present, and for some unknown reason finds himself shuffling around the dark, seedy underbelly of Chinatown the night before or the day before Christmas or something like that.
It's called Christmas Eve.
Is it Christmas Day that he gives it to him?
Do you know? I don't actually know.
I don't even know. I don't recall them actually celebrating a Christmas Day. If it is Christmas Day when it all kicks off, that sucks.
I don't think they even
because
open presents.
Phoebe Cates' character is at work, and Billy comes and rescues her from the bar.
I don't think they even mention Christmas.
Well, there's a Christmas tree, because we had this discussion that
But
Billy...
it's just at Christmas time.
Yeah, but Billy's like the only son, and he's clearly in his early 30s, and still lives at home. Works in a bank, has a dog, still lives at home. It's all very weird. But for some reason, when the Gremlins are opening up all the Christmas presents and causing carnage, there's a small trumpet, a small plastic trumpet.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, why?
Going through all the presents.
Why do they have all of these toys for small children when
It's
clearly
literally
their
just
son
him.
is?
There's like a little
it's
toy
weird.
cash machine.
Yeah.
And why would that be wrapped up under their tree?
Proper
Who
weird.
was that for?
So the dad buys this little creature called a mogwai from a wise old Chinese man, because that's where all good things come from in the 1980s.
Well, he doesn't buy it from him, does he?
Oh, he sort of illicitly
He asks for
acquires
it and he's not selling it.
Oh, no, not buy a mogwai. What I probably love about that is the guy that played that guy probably be cut. They'd be like, "Hey, what's going on?" It's probably just like completely an American dude. It's just, and takes it home, and there's obviously the 3 rules: don't get them wet, don't feed them after midnight, and don't expose them to bright lights.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Somebody breaks all those rules.
Yeah, within like 5 minutes, he's literally firing a strobe light into its face whilst drowning it and smashing a fucking sandwich into his mouth. It's like literally like, so don't do these things. He's like, sorry, what's that? What's that? Eat the sandwich, you little prick.
Underwater.
Just fucking drowned it, and just and obviously all carnage breaks loose. He multiplies, then the makes more mogwais. And what I don't get is, right, why is Gizmo good, but why are all the other mogwaisans and mogwans instantly evil from the off?
He's just so cute. It makes me
Gizmo's
so
like,
sad to
he's
think
perfect.
of him being raped like that.
Being what?
They're like.
Did you see a bit that I didn't see?
The little. Every time he gets wet, and they pop out of his back, and he's like, oh no. His little face is like, I don't want this to happen.
Most problems in the 1980s and 90s were caused by Corey Feldman.
I disagree.
You need to wind it in a little bit. Do you?
I disagree.
Fucking
Yeah, actually,
Feldman.
no, it was completely his fault.
Yeah. I love that. I disagree. Actually, no, I completely agree.
Yeah, but no, I in this case, his character was at fault.
Feldman!
But Corey Feldman brings joy.
And Billy has no concern either. Like, Feldman just dunks a whole bottle of water over his back, and then Billy's just like, just
the
watching.
bad guy in Black Christmas is called Billy.
It's a pretty
The good guy in Gremlins is called Billy.
Is it a recurring theme? No,
I don't think so.
Interesting side note, this really mashed my head up. Gizmo is voiced by American comedian Howie Mandel. Now you might go, Howie Mandel is the bald guy with the sexy soul patch who hosts America's Got Talent. And that's I'll be honest with you, that's kind of ruined it for me a little bit. I found that out like while looking into the little nuggets of info for the film, and I don't know why that's really bothered me. It's almost like I watched Gremlins back. I watched New Batch in the cinema in the Opera House in Scarborough back before that got knocked down. I don't remember when I first saw Gremlins, but like, yeah, it's kind of ruined it for me. Like knowing who voiced him, I'm kind of like, but he's not real.
But
why is he not
dude's
real?
Voices, the other Gremlin voices, Michael Winslow,
Jonesy from Police Academy.
all the noises.
All the noises, human beatbox. That's all.
Yeah,
I
I was like, don't attempt it. And Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime.
Transformers roller. I can't do an Optimus Prime. I can go the brown. I can go pretty brown. No one goes brown like Peter Cullen. He's a fantastic brown voice. It's the greatest brown voice ever. Yeah, it's like, and there's like 4 or 5 of the guys that you'd recognise. You see the names, you're like, yeah, I know that. I know those games. I know those names. And like a really, really weird cameo from Judge Reinhold.
My name is Judge.
My name is Judge Reinhold. I think he was pretty famous around this point as well. I feel like Judge Reinhold was like, he was doing his whole thing. Maybe he wasn't. I can't. Whenever like Beverly Hills Cop came out.
Hands in pockets?
Hands in pockets. You can't see the behind the desk. I've got my hands in my
Was
pockets.
that an impression of him? Or were you just putting your hands in your pockets?
I just didn't know what to do with him. I felt like I could just keep him out of sight. I might just hold him here for a while.
Don't do that.
I wasn't heiling anybody. I was double-handing. If anything, I don't know what I'm doing.
Double-handing.
I'm slapping a pair of bald men on the head. Don't know why that's the thing. That's the thing.
Oh no, I kicked the desk.
Oh, you've kicked the desk and you've ruined the end of days.
But I've got a note here. You're going to have to remind me what this means.
Okay.
It says... okay, so the Gremlins were...
Can I have the note?
Animatronics, stop motion and puppetry.
Don't dangle the note in front of me.
The note just says, monkeys, panic, gremlin head.
Okay, so they had this thing where they experimented with how to portray the gremlins on film. So infamously, like a lot of Ewoks were smaller people or children, or smaller people, children. With the gremlins, someone went, I know what we'll do. We'll put a mask on a monkey.
No.
We'll put a mask on a monkey and that'll be fine and nothing terrible will happen. Before we knew what was going on, they panicked. Of course they panicked. Of course they freaked out. You can't put a mask on a monkey and not... Monkeys are... You probably can. Monkeys are sort of... They're not the calmest of animals at the best of times. They're known for bouts of hysterica. Bouts of
hysterica.
Hysterica being, of course, Jamiroquai's 4th studio album. Yeah, it was a terrible idea. There's sort of a mixture of stop motion and puppetry and a word that's difficult to say when drunk. Animatronics.
Animatronics.
Don't be going for that any ASDR, whatever it is. What is it? Audio when everyone's like, get your microphone really close when you're talking to it. Yeah, you do wet mouth sounds.
Someone said this to me at work.
$5.99 for this.
Yesterday, they were like,
weird.
What's it called?
ASMR?
He said something about that, and I was like, "What is this?" And he went, "Well, you put your microphone really close to your mouth."
Audio-sensory microphoned raccoons, I'm assuming, is what it's... Ooh. If you're walking through town and you're listening to this on your AirPods or your sexy Bluetooth speakers, just take a moment to stop and let the sounds wash over to you. You're a powerful, sexy human.
You need to know, when Jamie does that voice, it makes me need to poop.
It does. It's no.
If it happens to you as well, can you report back, please?
If these sounds make you need to release a brown fish into a white porcelain bowl, leave a comment on the YouTube channel.
You know who's going to be the first.
Who's going to be the first?
Rob.
Rob, of course, is a friend of ours, but also, I think the only person to comment Hoglumps. Don't we owe him something for that? I feel like we offered a prize, and it's just occurred to me that he did leave us the Hoglumps on episode.
Okay.
Whatever.
We'll look back.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Now,
Can we
going down the line.
Okay.
Zack Galligan recently kind of his IMDb credits are quite long. He's done quite a lot of things, but recently he went really hard into the horror genre again, and he was in Hatchet 3. And Hatchet is a trilogy, and I think there's a fourth one which is called Victor Crowley. It's like a different character.
I have not watched any of the Hatchet films.
We're gonna do a whole podcast dedicated to the Hatchet films.
That's a week's worth of viewing right there.
I think there's 3, and then there's a weird sequel. That's like it's a continuation of
weird sequel.
It's a continuation.
Sequel.
Oh, weird sequel.
Hello.
Top up my drink.
Sorry, love.
Come on now. So we're just going to take a small break to. Actually, no. You top up. I'll talk about this. So
I quite need to go to the ladies'
room.
Lavatory.
Oh my god! And also, you're just rubbing your microphone with your arm. Can you stop it?
Drops the warnings.
Jesus Christ! The one rule I had was don't slap the microphones.
You actually said don't slap the desk. So.
Well, I mean, you know. Welcome to Redshirt Films ASMR. This is quality content. This is some quality listening and viewing right here. Oh man, we were like, when we first started doing this podcast, we started saying, but what if we run out of things to talk about? Well, apparently, if we run out of things to talk about, we just start making wet mouth sounds down the microphone and talking about needing to go for a piss.
Oh.
On that note, we're going to take a small break. I'm going to hit pause and stop on all of the buttons, maybe switch out a few batteries. How appetizing does this look?
Yellow.
Yellow and frothy. We were talking about Gremlins. Before you took a small break to empty your bladder.
My bladder was quite full.
Do you feel better?
I do feel refreshed.
You feel £10 lighter?
Maybe not £10.
No. God, imagine pissing out £10. I mean, you'd be startled, wouldn't it?
Wait, £10 weight or £10 coins? Because
I mean, you'd be very surprised if you started urinating solid currency out of your cheb end. You don't have a cheb, so. I feel this is taking a very bizarre turn.
So should we move on to the next film?
Well, I was going to say that. Shall we talk more about Gremlins, or should we move on to the next one?
Move on to the next one.
Yeah, we should move on to the next one?
Yeah.
A clean break.
And so the next of our 3 films, the third of 3 out of 3, is Krampus.
I knew you were going to say it like that.
I know.
I knew you were going to say that. I can't roll the R's. I can go Krampus.
2015.
Krampus. Directed by Michael Dougherty.
Dougherty.
Now this is a bit of an interesting one because we watched this about a week and a half ago. We watched it.
I can't second viewing.
Remember if we watched it before or after Christmas. Yeah, we watched it.
We watched it on Christmas Day.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, I think we did.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's very neat, isn't it? We watched it on Christmas Day. Instead of watching the Queen's speech, we watched Krampus. Yeah, so we watched this back in 2005 when it first came out, and we watched it at a cinema that I won't name in York. It no longer exists. And it was a bad time, wasn't it? It was a bad
It
time.
does exist though.
Well, no, it doesn't. It's a different building. It's the same building, different company. Anyone who lives in York is now like, yep, got that sly not talking about this. I don't want to badmouth a business. People work hard at these things, but let's face it, it was a very sticky trash cinema when your entire business model is like playing films for people to sit and watch, and you've got massive tears down your screen and speakers that don't work and stuff. And so we watched Krampus in what was basically someone's slightly sticky, cold living room with a broken television jammed in there. And we were sat really close. And I'm normally like, oh, if a chair's a chair, but it was so uncomfortable.
That's not the case. No.
It was awful. And there was a massive, like a 3-inch wide rip on the screen all the way down from the top to the bottom. And I remember thinking, like, how have you not fixed that? How have you possibly opened up your cinema and gone, that's all right?
I mean, it is
That's all right.
very expensive to fix a cinema screen tear.
Yeah, but like,
if you've got a tear in your screen, don't friggin' show a film on it.
Yeah, I'm like,
Probably close down.
If I ran a taxi service and all of my taxis were on fire, I probably would go, we can't really do anything today. But I mean, I found out that had been like that for like 2 months. Mm-hmm. Like they just went, screw it. That's fine. Like it wasn't like showing films was something else that they did. Like they were a bar or a restaurant that had a little cinema screen. They were a cinema, and their cinema screen had a massive rip down the middle of it. And it really did affect the film.
Jarring.
You just couldn't not see it. Like, it was just there.
Because the screens in a cinema are made so that the light from the projector shines on them in a certain way. And when it's got a tear, it distracts you.
And it was like, because there were like down either side of the rip, there were like these white twinkling artifacts going. And it was And I remember, like, we went to see it. I think there were maybe 4 of us went to see it. And at the end, we came out, and one of the 4 of us just flat out was like, hated it. And the 3 of us were like, we were like, and I just couldn't get over what a poor experience it was. Like, it really, it kind of squished the whole thing. And we decided to put it on the list because it's become such a cult film. It's like, it's very recent. It's so cult. So we were like, let's go back in, let's give it another go. And I'm so glad that we did.
I loved it much more this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. We watched it and we were full of turkey.
I was a bit wasted as well, to be fair. So that
we were half hammered watching horror.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, it was really cool. It was really, really cool. I absolutely
£15 million cool. That was what the budget was.
$50 million.
Dollars, sorry.
$50 million.
Pound it.
$50 million. Starring, of course, Adam Scott, Toni Collette. She loves the horror. She loves her horror franchise. She's become like a modern age.
She also loves being in films
queen.
with old ladies. Cute old ladies.
Are there many cute old ladies in Hereditary?
Yeah.
Who?
Come on.
The pagan witch grandma.
She's cute though.
I'm not sure she's cute, mate. When she's standing over the road.
Say that to her face.
When she's decomposing in the air. Nothing more adorable than a decomposing grandma in an attic. Proper adorable. Oh, look at her flaky skin.
Oi.
Oh, look at her necrotic flesh.
Oi, McKellar.
What?
Wind it in, mate. Oh! It's for you. McKellar, it's me. Tell me.
Hang up. I don't talk to him. I'm busy. Call me back. Okay, thanks. Bye, baby. Call me back, babe. B.A. Krampus, 2015. Weird story, though. So Michael Doty was apparently wanting to make a Christmas horror film for several years. And then one year, someone sent him an e-card which had Krampus on it. Now, if you don't know who Krampus is, a couple of things. Number one, you should check out on our YouTube channel a short film we made a few years back called How to Kill Father Christmas, where making next year. We have a plan, because this channel isn't just going to be this podcast. This is going to be something this is like the regular thing to keep it ticking over and to keep people active on it and stuff. We're still going to be making some short films. We're planning to make 3 shorts early next year called The Social Triangle. We're making a kind of mini featurette in spring called High Stake Rollers. And then when Christmas arrives, if everything goes well and plans change, we'll do what we can. Hopefully this is what we want to do. We'll be making 2 Christmas themed horrors. One is called How to Wrap a Cat, which is a kind of real big parody. We've been talking about this for 3 years now. We've never made it in time, but I think this is the year. And then we have a Krampus
if we start
horror
it now.
short. Yeah, if we start filming it next week, we might be done in time. So we want to do 5 shorts and a little sort of mini feature. It's like a 15-20 minute long film next year, followed by our second feature film in 2020. After that, if we haven't
We'll be dead.
broken through, we're done. Quite frankly, I'm gonna do something else. I don't want to be one of these guys that's like 45 years old, just like flat broke and be like, am I making a film still? No, I'm gonna be done. I'm like, if I've made 2 feature films, 3 web series, 15 short films, and I still haven't managed to take this to the next level, I'm definitely gonna cash in my chips and go work.
Then we'll get a dog and have a baby.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll have a baby. We'll have a baby. We'll have a dog. We'll have a dog baby. We'll have a baby dog. We'll have dogs and babies. We'll make them fight.
A mogwai.
Be amazing. We'll make them
Dogwai.
Dogwise. We'll have a baby dog fight club.
Oh my god, I want to get a dog and call it Dogwai.
Baby dog fight club. Tell me you wouldn't watch Baby Dog Fight Club.
I would.
I mean,
Karate dog. Baby karate dog fight club.
Karate dog versus
The
baby
karate dog.
And when I'm it's a genetically advanced baby, so it's not like it's not. It's a baby. It's like a boss baby. So it's like a small baby, but it's got like adult intellects and reactions. Voiced by Alec Baldwin. This has gone to a don't know what you were gonna do then. There's some kind of you can do some asthma. Oh, asthma. Was I saying? Yeah. So we got a short. How to Kill Father Christmas is a short film starring the one, the only, the apparently never-ending Tim Helsing. I first played Tim Helsing when I was 29, 38 now, and I did it again recently, and we've got some ideas to do something with him down the line. No. I think it was Jack Hobbs, who does a lot of our sound recording. He wants us to do a Tim Helsing feature film, which I definitely have ideas for, but I 100% doubt, 80% doubt, 60 give me the eyes. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be Tim Helsing anymore. I mean, I do. The web stuff is cool and everything, but I think if we did a Tim Helsing film, we'll call it Dan Helsing. I've got a question for you. Why didn't I call I Am Tim Dan Helsing? That's a much better name. Why was it called I Am? It's like, I think I must have just watched I Am Legend, and I was like, oh, I'm being clever. I am Tim. I am Tim. If I just called it Dan Helsing, people would have been like, yep, got it. Stan Helsing was, of course, the terrible film that came out a while ago. But anyway, we've gone on a wild tangent. You're letting me waffle, and I'm
sorry, mate.
I'm so drunk.
Sorry. Okay, what?
I'm so drunk. This is me.
Okay, we've got to the end of our Christmas films.
No, we've barely talked about Krampus yet. Well, we got to talk about Krampus some more.
Okay, fair enough.
We were talking about what Krampus was, what Krampus is.
He's a really tall guy who looks like this.
So it's an old...
And he's got like sausage fingers with lots of rings on.
German folklore?
Yeah.
It's German folklore. He's like the anti-Santa. Mm-hmm. And the whole idea is like, if children have been bad, he comes and takes them. And I love this part. He puts them in a sack and he hits them with sticks. Fucking love German people. That's mental. That's proper mental.
I'd love to hit a kid with some sticks.
Honestly, there are some kids in supermarkets and they're screaming and they're shouting, and I'm just like, oh, I'd love to put that little son of a bitch in a bag and just whack at it with a bit of 2x2 for half an hour.
Whack-a-mole.
Murder. Whack-a-mole, but with
How do you get so good at this? Whacking moles.
Whacking moles. I'm definitely not encouraging the murder of small children. Like sort of Jason X style, put him in a sleeping bag, and then just whack him against a tree till all the parts start falling out of it. Maybe what is that face? For those listening to the podcast, they have no idea what's just going on. Tuck those teeth away, you tiny teeth son of a bitch. Yeah, I mean, it's just Krampus was I still have the same issue with it that I had when I first saw it. That I feel like it didn't. I wanted it to go further. I was watching. Like,
what certificate is it? 15?
15, something like that. And I feel like
it might be a 12A, you know.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. But I feel like it could have gone much further. I feel like it could have gone. Like there were moments where I don't know. It's an odd one. I feel like I wanted to see more. I feel like it's all a bit. I suppose it kind of it's like Gremlins. It's like Gremlins, but at the time, you know, we weren't seeing that much. I felt like I wanted to see more. Like the moments when they're up in the attic, and Alison Tolman and Toni Collette and Adam Scott are fighting the Jack in the Box creature.
Oh my god, that Jack in the Box dude! He's like this.
When when all the porcelain opens up and you see the organic stuff underneath, I love that.
And he's like a big snake.
It's horrible, and he's eating he's eating the two girls. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, and then the end, it just really quick kind of just goes boom, 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 boom. Like they get out the house and they run for the snowmobile, and it's just like Alison Tolman goes, Adam Scott goes, Toni Collette goes, the last remaining sister goes, the little kid goes to Krampus, and then then of course the ending happens, and that's what we had that discussion about how we interpreted the ending, because we interpret the ending of Krampus in two different ways. So you feel that?
I can't remember.
Oh, it's the snow globe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I can't remember. The little boy. Oh, yeah. So, the little boy opens up the.
Laura has no retention
and I really don't.
Memories.
Anybody
whatsoever.
who knows me knows this.
Do you want me to say what my.
He finds the bell in his present.
She's got it.
And then he's like, oh my God. And then one by one, all his family around him are like, oh my God.
So just to jump back a little bit, the end of the film, one by one, everybody like gets taken or dragged into the snow. You never really see anyone die as such. They get taken. Like the little fat kid gets dragged up with the gingerbread man on a fishing hook, and he gets lured up into the chimney and dragged away. And what's the guy that's in the office? He's an anchor man, the big bald guy.
Oh, Champ Kind.
Yeah, he gets taken. He jumps onto the back of the monster when the elves come and take them away. And yeah, one by one, people get. The grandma gets dragged into the sack. Adam Scott turns to face them off, and like what a total man crush on Adam Scott. Like, he's such a dude. I'd love to see him in an actual like an action role almost. I'd love to see him in like a kind of almost like John McClane style Bruce Willis flip. Like he goes from playing that kind of dorky. You'd love to see him in a
vest, is what you're saying.
I'd love to see Adam Scott in a vest. Because like that bit when he's at the end of the shotgun and he's basically facing down all the things coming out of the snow, he does look very cool. Like he's got a very cool face and he's got great timing. I think you got to remember Bruce Willis started off as an action guy. He's like in like is it Moonlighting? Him and he was like a kind of romantic lead, and then when they were like, oh, we're going to make Die Hard with this guy that's like a TV romance comedy actor, everyone was like, what? Okay. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. I think it'd be great. Yeah, and then obviously the little kid goes to face Krampus down, and he's like, I'm sorry, I just want Christmas to be the way it used to be. And then he gets thrown into the pit, and he wakes up in his bed, and it's Christmas morning, and everything's back to the way it was. And then he opens a present, he's got the small Christmas ornament in that says Krampus on it, and then
it's a bell. Say how it is.
It's a Christmas bell, and everyone one by one remembers what happened the night before, and they all do the face, and the camera pans out through the window, keeps going back, and there's a snow globe on the shelf, and there's loads of snow globes in Krampus's workshop, and yeah, we interpreted this ending quite differently, because I kind of felt that it's meant to be that they're in the house, and it's Christmas morning, but Krampus is just watching them. Like they're like, you better carry on doing
better watch
Christmas.
out.
Like, you better watch out. You better not
Cry.
because Krampus is going to come and push your eyes in with his fucking thumbs.
Like this.
All of his teeth out, just like gnarled thumbs straight through. Yeah, I felt that was the ending. I felt like he had all of the houses. Quick side note: there are loads of horror movie houses hidden in that final scene. So if you go back and watch
cool.
Krampus again, if you look as it zooms out, I think like the Myers house from Halloween is there. The house from Amityville is there, and it's all these little horror houses because obviously they remade that whole shot in, computer world, and it's just a little cool little thing that as the camera zooms out, they're all these little tiny houses, and they're all
cool.
little. That's a very cool thing. But you felt that.
I can't remember. What did I think?
You thought that they were trapped in like some kind of like Christmas purgatory, like they were going to have to replay Christmas morning every single day forever and ever and ever. That's what you thought. Do you remember now?
That does sound pretty cool, doesn't it?
He remembers. Yeah, I don't know. I like both of them. I like that. Like they have to kind of.
Or they are actually in a tiny snow globe.
They're in a tiny snow
And he
globe.
shrunk them.
That's 3 different endings. Lord above.
Or they're dead.
The end. They're dead. The end. You can go home. You can go home. And of course, weirdly, starring Conchetta Farrell, who all the way through I was like, I recognise you, and of course she's the
grandma. She's
the grandma, and she's Charlie Sheen's maid in 2.5 Men for like 12 years or something. I don't 2.5. I think I've watched about 1.5 episodes of 2.5 Men, and halfway through the second episode, I just punched myself in the face until I was unconscious. And that was a better time than watching any more 2.5 Men.
Oh dear.
Ugh.
Tough times.
Ugh. So there we go. We had 3 Christmas films. We went Black Christmas, or Le Black Christmas, as it's called in Francais.
Silent Night.
Silent Night, Evil Night.
What was it? Silent Night.
Evil Night.
Hooks in the...
Silent Night hooks up your
attic.
arsehole. Hook your arse, right up your arsehole with a boat hook.
Oh, boat hook.
And then we went for Gremlins. Debatable. A lot of people are like, not a Christmas film, not a horror film. It's both. Shut
Christmas
your mouth.
film, although they never actually have Christmas Day.
Some of the worst fake snow I've ever seen. Apparently, they spent a lot of money on that fake snow.
Oh, it's terrible.
Looks like shit. Why did you even bother?
It's like stuff you can buy from
Why
the
did you
Christmas
even bother?
market, which actually we've got some in our cupboard and we should have bought it with us.
Doesn't look as bad as the fake snow from the Santa Claus. The one with the cats.
Oh,
Santa
no.
Claus.
Well, there's nothing good about that. No, Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, which was a film by The Asylum, the guys who made all the Sharknado films. They made a film about, I think we mentioned it in the last episode, maybe. And there's a whole sequence where they're just
Santa
They clearly just filmed lots of cats frolicking.
gets killed, and some kittens climb into his sleigh and save Christmas.
Santa gets killed, and then some kittens come and they eat the body.
That's not.
Plays out of an hour and a half. Some of the worst fake snow, literally just cardboard boxes with some white fabric thrown over them, and then it just
And written snow in a
Sharpie. Just snow. That's snow. Oh, that's what we should have done. Those ones we should have watched. Das Snow, the one the zombie, the German zombie. When all the kids go to the Christmas cabin. The Christmas cabin, the ski cabin, and all the zombies, all the Nazi zombies come out. Dead Snow.
What did you say?
Das Snow.
Das Schnee.
And it's prequel, Das Boot. Das Schnee. What was it called?
Dead Snow?
Dead Snow. Dod Snow.
Dod
Snow.
Schnee.
Welcome to Dod Snow. Oh, we should watch them because there's 2 of them. The second one's really weird.
Will we do that?
We'll do that next year. If we're still here, a year down the line, we'll do the Dod Snow.
Yeah.
The Dod Snows. Dod Snows. Beautiful Christmas. Horror Christmas. We had a damn good
We had
time.
a terrifying Christmas, didn't we?
Have yourself a very
terrifying Christmas.
So, aside from watching other horror Christmas films this year, we also watched Christmas Chronicles, which is a film on Netflix released in 2018 starring Kurt Russell. Father Christmas got hot Christmas man. If you haven't seen it, like watch it pretty quick because it's definitely a Christmassy film. It's not a classic. Like it's fun. It's good fun. it's all kind of it's like it's fine. It's all fine. He's fantastic. Everything else around it is fine. It never gets to where it wants to be.
But if you want just a Christmas film to watch
Home Alone.
No, it's Christmassy. It's very Christmassy.
I don't know. I felt I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I was like, I just felt like it played it a little bit too safe, like a little bit too just tick, 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 tick. It could have done more. There was a lot of fun that they could have had. And I'm not talking about horror stuff. I'm talking it's a Christmas film. Like, there's a lot of fun you can have. And, excuse me, at some point they were like, hey, why don't we have Father Christmas singing an Elvis-y number in the jar? Anyway, I have a theory about this, okay? I think it's a sequel to John Carpenter's The Thing. I think, right, at the end of The Thing, they're sat facing each other, okay? Kurt Russell survives. The other guy does not. Kurt Russell gets up and he just starts walking north. And then he finds Santa's workshop. Okay? Unfortunately, Santa has been infected by the parasite as well. All this coming out of him. Kurt Russell is forced to kill Father Christmas, and MacReady takes his place. Yeah, we just don't see that bit. By the time we pick up, 20, 30 years down the line,
I can get on that.
MacReady has been Father Christmas for quite a long time. Christmas Chronicles is an organic sequel.
Yeah.
To The Thing. It's a sequel and he never knew that we were going to get. It's just 2018 is just a gift that keeps on giving.
And it's nearly over.
One more day, just one more day. So anyway, I think you should ask me about this one. So this is we're gonna move on to our last film of the night. We're going to talk about a film called Await Further Instructions, directed by Johnny Kevorkian, written by Gavin Williams, and it's a film that I had the absolute pleasure of seeing 3 weeks ago, about a month ago. Laura's
I think it was November the 11th.
God, what even is time? Time is nothing. It means
I didn't get
nothing.
to see it.
It means nothing.
Because I'm the person that makes the films work.
But your cinema constantly gets these smaller budget horror films, like Habit, which I saw a few months back, and then Await Further Instructions, which I saw about a month back. And obviously, if there's a horror film playing in York that's going to have, I'll go see that anyway, but it's going to have a writer, the director, the producer there, as another horror filmmaker, I'm going to be there not just to see it, but to support them in turn.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people wanted to be there as well, but it was like 6 o'clock on a Tuesday or something, which is, for me, that's cool. I'm a freelancer. I can kind of make that sort of thing, but a lot of people I know wanted to see it. They couldn't make it. And it's an anti-Christmas film. Okay. Do you want to ask me anything about it?
I've not seen it, so I don't know anything about it.
No, you don't, do you? And I kind of don't want to give too much away.
I saw a couple of scenes at the end because I was obviously waiting to see when it was finished so that I could move on in with my cleaning people.
It's an English film. It's like a single location film. It's set in a house, which I found out in the Q&A. It's a built set, which is remarkable because it just you watch films and you can kind of go, it's a set, that's a set. The walls are wobbling a bit. This was hats off to the production art direction team on this film. Like, it just looked like I was all the way through thinking, who's letting them do this to their house? Like, obviously, we do low budget filmmaking, and we're like, hey, can we use your house? Can we use your house? We got some insane locations for our first feature film, Chestersburg, and I still look at the edit and go, holy crap! Like, we've got our film appears much more expensive than it actually is, just from the generosity of the people. Don't tell it. It cost millions. Please buy my film.
That'll be our little secret.
But all the way through, I kept thinking, whose house is this that they're allowing them to? Oh my God, they've broken that. Ooh, that's going to be expensive to repair. Turned out it was a set, like absolutely mental. But it's set in this family's house around Christmas time. And
it's got the dude from Game of Thrones in it.
Has it?
Yeah. The horrible, horrible man from Game of Thrones. The guy who's from York.
Oh, David
Also in
Bradley.
Harry Potter. Yeah.
Is he in Game of Thrones?
Mate.
What's David Bradley in Game of Thrones? Of course he is.
I can't remember what his name is. Walder Frey.
Of course he is. Walder
Frey.
Of course he is. Yes, yes. David Bradley, who's from York. I'd love to get David Bradley in something one day. Being a York filmmaker, I'm sure we can get him in something at some point. We'll have a go. We mentioned some short films we're going to make. Like, let's see if we can get him in for half a day. See what his fee is. See if we can afford him. Yeah, he's in the film, and it's all set around this one family's terrible time coming towards Christmas. Now, I don't want to spoil anything. All I'm going to say is that they end up trapped in the house at the mercy of their television set. The television set is delivering them information. It's almost like you'd imagine if there was some kind of terrible outbreak or terrorist attack or something like that, and then that people are communicating via, await further instructions. The TV screen comes up with this beautiful old style kind of Amstrad green text. It's green on black. Await further instructions, and it's like how much they buy into it all. Like, how much do we rely on media, and how much do we trust this little glass cube that lives in our living room? And it's like he's telling her, do this has happened, do this, one of these people has this going on, you need to do this. And it's like how some people push back against it and some people completely embrace it and go, no, look, the TV's they're telling us to do this, we have to do it. And it's a very slow burn. And a few people, I've read some reviews, a few people are like kind of bitching about that and being like, oh, it just takes a while to get there. And I'm like, yeah, but not every film needs to move at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Like, it's a horrific slow burn. And I sat there through the whole thing. I never felt like it flagged. I never felt like it was flabby. I felt like it was tight.
Flabby.
And it was just, yeah, I could kind of, the thing is, I could see where it was heading, and then I was wrong. I kept going,
okay.
yeah, I totally know where this is going. Oh, shit. I think I was sat next to a couple of contest winners, some people who'd won tickets to come along to see the film. Were in for. And they were just these two lovely ladies who turned up, have a glass of Chardonnay, watch a film in this lovely cinema, and it just takes dark turn after dark turn after dark turn, and by the end of it, they were fucking mortified. They were sat next to me just like, what is happening? It was so funny. I mean, I like, by my standards of dark humor and taking things and go, oh, yeah, I'm going to pour a proper dark tone on this, ha 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 ha. I was kind of going, okay. It goes very Cronenberg at the end. It kind of goes into this kind of like mashing of technology and organic.
Okay.
And it just, some of I thought they did a lot of kind of stop motion work at the end. There's a lot of cables involved and lots of stuff.
Well, the poster is a man with cables coming out of his
mouth. Yeah, I mean, how they get in him, because they're not going in, they're coming out, I believe. I think that they go in and they come out and wrap round them. So, yeah, it's pretty horrific. And it just it gets more and more and more. And it's a very bleak ending. And I love that. I love films that do. It's like Stephen King's The Mist with Thomas Jane in. The ending of that film, I'm just like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I had to go for a walk after that film. I watched it on my own. I pressed stop, got up, walked out.
Made me cry.
I went for a walk for half an hour, just like,
gotta walk it off.
Just gonna go shake this off. Just a single tear, like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think because obviously it's independent film. I think independent film, or at least small studio, small scale budget. And I'm very excited to see what they do next. They did mention they have a few. They've got ideas actually. They might be making it into a TV series, which I think would be a great idea. Like, I think it's a great idea.
It's on video on demand at the moment.
It is. You can check out Await Further Instructions on all kinds of. I think it's on Amazon. I think it's on other streaming services.
I need to get it watched.
Google the damn thing. Google Await Further Instructions. It's like 90 minutes long. It's tight. It's just one of my favorite horrors of this year.
Nice.
Genuinely. And we watched a lot. We watched a lot of horrors. We went down to Fright Fest. We're constantly watching stuff, and it really surprised me. I had no idea what it was going in. I liked all I saw was the poster. I saw the title, and I was like, let's go. And I'm glad that I did. And then also I met Gavin, who wrote the film, and I met Jack, who produced the film. in the cinema afterwards, had a chat with them, and I'm not just saying all this because they're genuinely very nice people. Like, it was a great film. It was a great film. I genuinely, really, really, really enjoyed it, and I would love to see more of it. I love seeing, like you know, it was all the way through good times, horrific times. The last 10 minutes, yeah, it just ticks all the boxes for me. I was literally sat there going, yeah, this is horrible. Come on. I loved it. Yeah, you should watch it, and then
I will report back on my findings.
You'll enjoy it as well. I think you will. So that was my extra little nugget of bits. That was the await further instructions, slightly drunk on Christmas snowballs review. There you go. Well, I think we should wrap things up.
Yeah.
I think we should say
time for us to tootle on home.
Tootle on home. You've got to be at work very early in the morning. I think before we go, let's very quickly talk about what we're excited about next year. 2019 is obviously on the horizon. Okay. It's looking like a big year for horror. Horror games, horror films. I'm going to say horror game I'm the most excited for. Resident Evil 2 remake.
Obviously,
drops 25th of January, and I am so excited I could shit. I have. I'm so hyped for that. Film. You know, it got panned when that trailer came out, but I'm legit hyped for Hellboy.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
The trailer for Hellboy, I'm very excited for that.
I haven't watched much.
Really excited for that. Yeah.
Can I say what I'm most excited about for?
No.
And I believe it's coming out on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
Happy Death Day to You, which is Happy Death Day 2. Oh my god, I really enjoyed Happy Death Day.
I had a good time on this one.
So I think that
the first one was fantastic.
I don't know what to expect from the sequel.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
No, I haven't. No.
You're gonna avoid it.
I'm gonna avoid it.
Yeah. No, because the trailer, the trailer gives quite a lot away.
Okay, I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's interesting. It looks like they've kind of repeated and rehashed, but gone a very interesting way with it.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Any horror games coming up?
Resident Evil
2.
Yeah.
I don't really know many. I mean, I'm still waiting for Dead Space 4, guys. Come on, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Is that even a song? I just made it up.
Yeah, that was a bit weird, wasn't it?
And come on, you know what your bonkers hyped for next year?
Oh my god.
Oh, there we go.
It Part 2. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Well, you know it's going to happen. You've read the book.
Well, yeah, but they're going to change it some way, aren't they?
Anything else? Glass.
Oh, they called me Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass. I'm more morbidly fascinated than like really interested. If that makes sense. Like I'm kind of like.
Is that horror?
Yeah, I think
Split was a horror film, but I don't think that.
Sixth, no, because not so much more like Sixth Sense, I think. Unbreakable was like a kind of. I don't really know how his films are weird because they're not. He doesn't really sort of stay in a lane. I know that M. Night Shyamalan gets like a lot of
thriller.
Yeah, I enjoy his film. Mostly enjoy.
I enjoy all of his
half of his films.
Even the one with the lift.
Some of them are shocking, but always interesting. Like some of them make you kind of go, "What is going on?" But at the same time, you're like, "Yeah, this is great. I'm having a great time. I have no idea what's happening. This is real good." I genuinely can't think. We just our fingers are well off that pulse, well off the pulse.
I like to see just how things take me.
Yeah, I don't really go hunting for stuff.
Oh wait.
You
know, I'm most excited about for horror films.
More than It Chapter 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chestersburg.
Of course, there's a fantastic independent feature film called Chestersburg being released in April 2019. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that. I think we're going to, obviously, it's a big year for us next year. I mean, we're getting married. We're selling our flat and buying a house. We're going to get a pug. The pug was a deal. The pug will arrive when we move into a larger house on the outside of York. And then it'll be weird because we won't be recording in here anymore. We're going to we're going to get a house, and that we don't need to know about the real world. It's about to live myself. Beautiful. Well, yeah, exciting. 2019 coming up. We're gonna be back in a few weeks. I think we'll probably be back end of January. We have got a lot coming up, like this next month. We've got like a lot of work on, so we might not hit another one of these in the next fortnight or so. We'll do what we can, but I think are we gonna get a guest on the next one? I think we should. I think we should. We're going to do a little bit of sniffing. We're going to do a little bit of digging around, see what we can do. And we might have a third person like jammed in here. Like,
if you have any suggestions for people that you think we should...
What are they going to say? Get John Carpenter. He's free. He's not doing much, is he?
Oh,
Other people are making his films right now. That's fine.
Oh, look, he's under the desk. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I think it's time to say goodbye.
Dogs can't look up. And on that bombshell...